If we put it in simple terms, when we talk about digitalization, it means that you have a process, an existing process that you're doing as a company, let's say open a bank account, and then you're using technology to make it more efficient. So rather than you filling a form, now you have a PDF, you fill the PDF, you send it by email, and then someone will print it and basically get it again digital, and the process will fall. And this is what happens in most of the companies when they digitalize. Like they take a process and they incorporate technology in one, two, or three parts of that process, or sometimes in the entire process. But effectively, the process is still the same. Then we have transformation. That is, like, I always like to use the analogy of a transformer, like the little toy that the kids have. With the transformer, you can always like think about kind of like a robot that transforms into a Cadillac. You have the Cadillac, and then you have the robot standing up next to you, and basically you are able to see the different parts that belongs to that car. So some way you're able to trace the origin of what has been transformed. It's not something new. Most of the time has not added anything, but thing has been evolved from that original process that you have. And transformation is complex because transformation requires people to believe that you're going to become from a Cadillac to a robot. That has nothing to do to what you're trying to do as a car or as a robot. As a matter of definition, it's something that you can trace the origins and that you're evolving, but that evolution has certain limits and constraints that are the limits or constraint of the original design, in this car, a car. And then you have disruption. Disruption of the word means that you're able to cut the ties with the original design. You're rethinking completely the process. You're rethinking completely if the process has to exist. You're rethinking if you need to fill a form or not. You're rethinking what data are you going to use and how you're going to use it. So most of the time when you generate disruption, has nothing to do with the original intent or with the original value proposition or with the original process that you were using. And this is why it's so impactful. And this is why we see startups that are growing and basically are becoming unicorns, are becoming kind of global organizations that are using disruptions, are their way to actually reach the market and create something new.